Welcome back to Chamber Exchange for our final segment. I want to thank Bank Hometown for helping make the show happen, and the team here at Spectrum for helping us put it all together. In our final segment, I've got with us David Ginsburg. We have with us from WICN. David, welcome.
Thank you. Very good to be here.
So, David, maybe for those who might not be familiar with WICN, a local radio station, you could maybe talk about the station, kind of its unique affiliation and programming.
Absolutely, be glad to. So, WICN Public Radio is an NPR affiliate station, the only one in Worcester. We are primarily a jazz station. We have been in existence for 53 and a half years at this point, so a vibrant part of the community. We're in downtown on Portland Street. It's funny, growing up, I never thought I'd be working in downtown Worcester, and now I can't wait to go downtown every day. It's such a different place. But the station is a nonprofit organization. We pride ourselves on being the voice of arts and culture in the city, supporting as many arts and cultural organizations and youth programs as we can. Our programs are staffed mostly by volunteers. We are a member-supported radio station. We do quarterly fund drives, and we have underwriting support as well. And we work with a lot of local businesses to help to amplify and partner with them to amplify their messages.
Yeah, and WICN, I mean, the location on Portland Street is relatively new. I believe at one time over on High Street, right?
It was. So we've been in the Portland Street location for about...
People might not know High Street, across from St. Paul's Cathedral, in the old YW.
It was Chatham Street, yeah.
Chatham Street, okay, yeah.
So
Chatham and High, yeah.
Before the station moved to Portland Street, we've been in the Printers Building now for about 17 years, but prior to that, we were in the old Y, and the record library was actually in the old swimming pool. So you would climb down into the pool to go find the music you're going to play, and our hosts all pick their own music. A lot of them now are doing so digitally, but we still have a lot of people still playing vinyl on the radio, which is pretty unique at this point.
And the location, wow, you're 17 and a half years at Portland Street, but it's a magnificent location and a performance venue there too.
It is. So I have to give credit to the Printers Building Trust. Did a phenomenal job in renovating that building. A lot of businesses that are there, for-profit, non-profit. It's a great place to go to work every day. We have a fully fledged digital recording studio as part of our space there, so we do live concerts, music recordings, podcast recordings. We've had people filming TV commercials in there. We've done events. We have a stand-up comedy event Thursday night. That's for the first time in the studio. We do as much as we can to serve our local community as we can. There's a community fridge next door to our building, right outside our office space. It really is a dynamic place to be a part of, and for downtown Worcester, our Jazz and Sunset concert is across the street behind the Hanover Theater on the 19th. Yeah. We do as much as we can downtown to support our community as we can. Yeah,
and that building, people talk about, certainly some of the things at City Square, and but the Portland Street, and the Printers Building has also been, I think, one of those catalytic, conversions.
Sure.
And to use a phrase, but literally the building was a place where books and periodicals and things were manufactured, a unique design, but it's really become a really interesting, neat space. You're there. We've got the Startup Worcester program there. Yep. There's a whole bunch of different
Arts Worcester,
yep. As well. So
yeah, it was quite an engineering challenge to put a radio station in a building with walls that are 3 feet thick and running cables through all that stuff. But it's a dynamic place, and I give the Davis Publications family a lot of credit because they support a lot of nonprofits and incubator spaces. So there's a maker space upstairs at Technocopia, which does phenomenal work. The Shine Initiative, which is doing a great job with mental health issues for kids in schools. We're a nonprofit. We have most of the organizations that are there are nonprofits, and it's become Crocodile River Music, who is a great organization. We get to work together a lot to help to bring and expand our cultural hub as much as we can.
Yeah, and the Davis family, great history in Worcester over the years, with that building, but recognizing things change, and that company continues, Davis Publication, printing. They do very targeted arts curriculum for public schools across the country, and don't need big books anymore. Now it's online and computers, but still a growing, successful company, but don't need that space.
It's true, and they do a great job. They're very supportive of what we do and all the other nonprofits that are in the building. They've had to innovate, as we all learn to pivot over time. And in business, you have to kind of adapt to the times that we're in. And they pivoted. When they first started, they were still shipping out a lot. The loading docks were busy all day long, and there's less physical material being shipped out. But they're doing a lot of stuff digitally, and they do a phenomenal job of educating the youth. And we work with them on some programs as well.
Yeah, I think they've got contracts with states across the country to provide kind of the arts kind of curriculum and material. So, you mentioned Voice of Arts and Cultural, but there are other programs that you do. Some news. You we talked about before we started the segment. You have the Business Beat.
Yeah, I co-host a show called Business Beat. So we have a number of public affairs shows. I co-host a show called Business Beat that airs Sunday nights at 10, Mondays at 6 p.m. I also co-host a show called Culture Beat that covers arts and culture with Nikki Erskine from the city, from the Worcester Cultural Coalition, so that we air that every Thursday at 6:30. We have a show called Inquiry that does a lot of arts and cultural deep interviews that Mark Lynch hosts with a lot of authors and museum curators and so forth. Again, we want to be reflective of our community. We have a program called Instrumental Partners where we collect used musical instruments. You know, if you're a parent, you have a drum kit in the basement you want out, your kid's not playing anymore.
Right.
We'll take it, we give it to the Worcester Public Schools. We now donate just over 200 instruments a year to local public schools that kids otherwise who wouldn't get a chance to learn to play an instrument are now getting to learn, and then we invite them back in at our annual Holiday Jazz Jam concert in December. We have a group of those kids come in and perform live on the air with us in our recording studio.
So a lot there. Now, this doesn't happen by accident. I mean,
No.
you know, WICN exists through fundraising, but also, you know, businesses and organizations underwriting the various
Correct.
programs and segments. And, you know, for those who enjoy it, and look, as we talk about the tremendous momentum that's taking place in Worcester, the arts and cultural community has fueled much of that. So, the debt of gratitude there, but that
Sure.
gratitude doesn't pay the bills, right? So, if there are businesses or people who want to, you know, support what you're doing, how can they do that? Underwrite, get involved.
So we can customize the package. We work with a lot of local businesses. Because we're a nonprofit, we are very dedicated to having a small inventory on the air. Your message is clean. It doesn't get cluttered up with 16 other commercials. We only play about 2 minutes of spots an hour. They can get in touch with me at david@wicn.org. Call 508-752-0700. We will customize a package, and whatever your business is, we have a very loyal audience. We have an affluent audience, thankfully. They support us. Underwriting is a big part of what we do. Member support is our biggest revenue source by far, but underwriting is key. We can make sure your message is heard online, through our website, through our email newsletters every week, and as well as the on-air messaging, and it's customized for you. And it's very affordable, I should point that out. For local businesses, you want to reach an audience and grow, we'll help you grow together as a partner.
Outstanding. Well, David Ginsburg, great to have you back home. Worcester
Thank you.
native, long radio career, and we were talking a little bit about Flag Street School
That's
and you know, in the neighborhood. So
That's true.
good,
Thanks so
good.
much,
Well, thanks
Jim.
for with us.
Appreciate it.
All right, and thank you for being with us on this edition of Chamber Exchange, the TV show.